are going to touch one more the simple project called image classification using Keras. Okay, so I'm going to use classification technique today to classify the different images. Let's say I have two image. Imagine that I want to classify human with the animal. So suppose the moment when I upload the human image, my model should be machine learning model should be able to recognize, okay, or it should be able to classify that it's human. In the same way, let's say if suppose I'm uploading any the animal image, okay, it should be able to classify that it is an animal. Understood? So I'm going to use here today one more the one of the widely used the algorithm called convolution neural network, okay, which is a part of artificial neural network system. Okay, now next is today I'm going to use Google Colab. Okay, so Google Colab I will use because the Google Colab will give the free GPU and TPU. Okay, though nothing to worry, even you can do it in Amazon also. But the problem there is, okay, so you have to set up for deep learning machine. Okay, go to marketplace. There you have two options. Okay, EC2 engine, EC2 for deep learning. Okay, there are two options. Only two options are available. Either you can set up through Ubuntu or there is an okay AMI for AMI for Linux. Understood? So those two options are there. In the end, I'll show you how to do that one. Okay, how the configuration I'll do. Next, import the libraries. Okay, so I'm going to use Keras here. Keras libraries I'm going to use. Okay, so next loading the data. So once after importing all the libraries, whatever I need, so I'm going to load the data. So as far as data is concerned, I have around 30 MB of data. Okay, so which was what I have downloaded from Kaggle.com. Okay, and it is a clean data. Okay, so I'll show you for after some moment. Okay, which data I'm going to use and how I have divided the complete data into the number of training, validation as well as testing. Show the image from numbers. Okay, so next is showing the images from labeling, etc. We will do that one. Next we have to do feature scaling. So that means what I will do, suppose if I want to recognize, okay, so any, if I want to classify any image, so what I will do, I'll try to uh, perform the convolution. Okay, so I'll try to process that images using some by rotating for 40 degree, by rescaling, okay, or by changing the pixel of that image. Okay, simple. I'll try to take around 4 to 5 features of one single image, then we will try to process it. Build the first convolution request, and believe me, this is build. We will try to build the convolution CNN model. Understood? But the problem here is to build the CNN model. Okay, that depends upon your batches and sampling. How many batches and samplings you have? Okay, how many batches you have? Okay, and next the total time which is required, okay, to design any CNN model, it depends upon your the number of batches and the number of epochs you are taking. Okay, so epochs, we'll discuss what is batches and epochs, okay, in the next slide. Next we have test and evaluate, confusion matrix, classification report, save mode, and build to complex. We'll discuss. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what I am going to do here is, so I'm going to divide this entire the project in two sessions, because it's not possible to complete in one day, or it's not possible to complete in 1 hour, because the model itself will take 3.5 hours to train. Okay, so that's the reason today we will try to complete till here, till here convolution, build first convolution neural network. Okay, so and then we will give the machine. What I will do, I'll try to train the model using my cloud computing Colab system. Tomorrow, okay, we will try to touch all this thing. Confusion matrix, what is confusion matrix? Okay, classification report. Here there are certain problems here in CNN, as the problem of overfitting and underfitting the model. Okay, so that we will try to see in tomorrow's session. Okay, hope you are clear. This is the agenda. And participants, you have any doubt? Hello, participants. Participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the agenda. One step by step in hands-on session we will see. Okay, how to do this one. But most important, just print this the table. Okay, the diagram in your brain. Have a look on this. Hope all of you can see the diagram. Participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you see that can see the diagram. So this is the general format of CNN. Okay, convolution neural network. So here what I'm going to do is, okay, I'll take one image. Okay, I'll take one image. Let us say I have taken one simple sample image. Okay, and I have rescaled this image. Okay, so I have rescaled this image in terms of 28 into 28, height and width and depth. One is the depth here. Understood? So have a look. One means the number of samples you can say. Understood? Participants, be reflexive. Okay, so one means number of sample, only one image I have here. 2K, only one image I have here. Understood? So next what I'm going to do, so I'm going to convert this into number of batches. Next stage is after taking this one, okay, I'm going to convert into number of batches. Okay, the batches is nothing but the number of the samples you are going to take of this image. Suppose let us say, so generally what we do, okay, let us imagine that this is the image. Suppose if I want to recognize this image, okay, generally what we do, we try to convert this, if it is a color scale, okay, color image, generally we try to convert that color image into grayscale. Understood? So black and white, the image you will get. So next is, hold on, let me take the annotation to explain this. Okay, let us imagine that this is the image you take. Okay, so what I will do, the complete image, imagine this is the image. Okay, so this is the image. So what I will do, this complete image, okay, I'll try to, if I want to recognize this image, so I'll try to convert this one in terms of cells, small cells. Okay, small cells, which are called, okay, the bits here. Understood? So say like this, okay. So here, next what I will do, let's say I want to recognize image 2. Okay, I want to recognize the image 2. So here what I will do, I'll put one dot here, one dot here, one dot here, one dot here, one dot, second dot, third. Let's say like this I'll put. So this is what, so I can recognize, no, this is 2 participants. Hello? Hello,
Yes, sir.
participant. Yeah, so I can recognize this is a 2. Now this is a grayscale image. Now if I want to recognize using the machine, generally what we do, we try to replace wherever the black dots are there, we try to replace that one with the 1, and wherever the empty cells are there, we try to represent that one with the 0. Let's say this is empty, so I'll represent this one with the 0. Okay, so this is an filled one, so I'll represent this one with 1. Hope you are clear, participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means entire cell is there, no? It's entire cell. So it will be filled with the zeros and ones. So next we will be programming for zeros and 1 here. Understood? So this is how we are working on the convolution of the network. Here, in the same way, in sampling, what I will do, since you will be having 28 into 28, that means you will be having 28 into 28 cells. Understood? So that generally what happens, okay, so when you are processing such a huge number of pixels here, okay, so the system again, what happened, it gives in problems. Okay, it maybe your model will go out of your range or out of the boundary, called overfitting problem, okay, underfitting problem. A lot of things will come here. Okay, so there generally what we do to avoid such type of ambiguities, we try to perform the sampling. In sampling, what happen, I'll take small part of I'll try to perform batches. I'll create the batches of this image. 28 into 28 is there. So what I will do, I'll take 24 into 24. Okay, 24 into 24 ka cell I'll take. I'll create one image, a sub image of that one. Similarly, so I'll try to decide how many number of the images, the small part of the images are required. Understood? That depends upon your training set, what you are using. While creating the batches, generally we create the batches using two technique. One is called the gradient descendant technique. Okay, or you can say batch gradient descendant technique. So another is called mini batch gradient descendant technique. In great batch descendant technique, what happened, okay, we try to create the batches based upon the number of training data set what you have. So training data set equal to your the batch size. Suppose let us say you have around 50 training data set, so that means you are going to create 50 batches over there. Understood? That is one there. But the problem there, what happens is, okay, so you have to train the convolution neural network for 50 times. Understood? Suppose let us say you have set around 100 epochs. So that means your training model will take 50 into 100. Understood? That much amount of time is required. Okay, maybe it goes 1 day, 2 day, sometimes 3 day also. So later, next we have in the batch and batch creation. Okay, mini batch gradient descendant technique. In mini batch gradient descendant technique, what we do, we try to create the batches lesser than the testing data. Suppose let us say you have 250. So in 250, generally what we do, we try to keep the batches lesser than 250. Okay, in standard notation, okay, we try to create the batches of 32 samples, next 64 and 128. Okay, so that depends upon the size. Let's say when you have 1 GB of the sample testing data, so it is better to create 33 batches, not more than that. Okay, 64 also you can take, but again it depends upon the power of, what I can say, the capacity of the machine here. Understood? So here like this we will be creating the batches here. So if this is a depth, let's say n1 you have taken you have created 33 batches, 24 into 33. Understood? So that those many number of pixels you have to process here. Okay, so next is comes, any doubt here participants? Hello? Hello?
No, sir.
Sure? No,
Yes,
no
sir.
doubts, no? Okay, because yeah, if you any doubt, please let me know. Okay, keep on asking questions. Karthik,
Sir?
any doubt here?
No, sir.
No? Okay, so you are clear with the batches now. You have
Yes.
taken 28 into 28 into 1. One is the depth, only one size picture I have here. Here what I have done, okay, so I have taken the small copy of that, the image. Okay, 24 into 24 pixel I have taken. Now next into N1. Now the question arises, okay, how to select the number of batches here? Sorry, the how to select the number of the small pixel here? That is called the batches. That depends upon the training set. Okay, training set. Sorry, testing that. Sorry, training data. Okay, so when you have, let's say you have 250 pictures. Okay, either you can use complete 250 pictures. Understood? But it takes a lot of time. Understood? So generally, what we do, we try to keep lesser than your training data. Let's say 250, we try to keep lesser than that. In standard notation, generally what we do, we try to keep the batches in 32, 64 or 128. Okay, that again depends upon the capacity of your training data. Let's say 1 GB of training data you are using, better to create the batches of 33, 64 or 128. Okay, next comes after that. Okay, next we have after that. Okay, the padding is nothing but the distance between that. Okay, the distance between 2 pixels here. Okay, 5 into 5 kernel convolution system. Next comes this one, the max pooling. Okay, so max pooling is a process of converting, reducing the dimensionality of the image here. Have a look on this. 24 into 24 is there, right? Hello, participants. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Have a look. Okay, 24 into 24 is there. Okay, can you see the next batch here? How many is there? Hello.
12 plus 12.
12 into 12. Okay, again the depth that will decide. Okay, the number of batches will decide. 12 into, that means it is, you are reducing the pixels or increasing the pixel here? Participants. Hello.
Reducing.
Reducing the pixel. Got a point. So the number of pixels I'm going to reduce here. Understood? And to reduce this, okay, we make use of this padding. Valid padding. Generally, we say sampling. I think, okay, in the 7th semester you have that subject. Okay, DIP. Okay, so in your college, which subject they are taking? Whether they are taking DIP or the cloud computing? Hello.
Both, sir.
Both they are taking DIP. You have.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in DIP there is a technique called sampling. Okay, I'll show you that. Well, hold on a second. Okay, roughly I'll try to explain that one. I don't want to spend some more time on that sampling system. Okay, sampling in CNN or image. Hold on. Hold on, participants. Not sampling. Hold on. Exporting. Exporting. Hold on, participants. Hold on, please. Yes. Let me share the screen. Can you see the screen, participants? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a look on this. Say this is your batch, one batch. Okay. Imagine this is a batch. In max pooling, what happened? Okay, we try to give some value for the pixel. Let us say, okay, so these are the values for the pixel. Okay, the weight you say, generally we say weight. Okay, say 1156. So in max pooling, generally what I will do, so I'm reducing the pixel size. Let's say from 28 I went to 24. Again from 24 I went to how much? 12. Again from 12 I went to 8. Understood? 8 means 256 colors. 0 to 256 colors. That means the colors which comes in between the black and white. Black and white means 0 means white. Okay, and black means 256. So that is the 8 pixel over there. Now to perform that max pooling, okay, reducing from 24 to 12, 12 to 8. Okay, so we make use of the max pooling technique here. So let us say these are the weight. So in max pooling, generally what we do, okay, let's say this is, you have taken 2 into 2 matrix. So if it is a 2 into 2 matrix, 1156 is there. In sampling, what, okay, generally what we do, we will try to take the maximum value here. What is the maximum value, participants? You take this field 6. So what I will do, instead of taking 1156, okay, 1156. So what I will do, I'll directly take 6, which is the maximum value here. Okay, so that means this process is called filtering process. Okay, filtering process in 2 strides. Okay, 2 strides means 2 into 2 matrix I have taken. In the same way, 2, 4, 7, 8, which is there, which one I have to take?
8.
8 I have to take. Similarly here, 3 I have to take. Here I have to take 4. So that means, let us imagine that this is your 24 into 24 pixel. So I want to reduce it to, okay, 12 into 12. So that means drastically it has reduced by performing max pooling system. Okay, I have filtered. Okay, so next later on, okay, so your 24 into 24, the image got converted into 12 into 12. Hope you are cleared, participants. Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And one more thing here, maybe while explaining, I don't know which faculty, while explaining the faculty, maybe they use some other techniques. Okay, see here I have taken maximum values. So even you can take the, what I can say, the average of it. Okay, so what I will do, okay, 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6. So it will be around 12, 13, 13 divided by 4. So instead of taking maximum value, okay, I can take the, the average of 4. Okay, that is also possible. Understood? So next, let's say average will take a lot of processing time. So what he can do, okay, what we can do, so I can take the minimum value and the maximum value, okay, and divide by 2. Okay, so that can, instead of that one, I can take the median also. That is also possible. Understood? So this is how this technique is called the max pooling technique. Okay, and that max pooling technique completely depend upon your strides, how much the level of matrix you are taking. If it is 2 into 2, okay, so this is the process. You can take 3 into 3 also, 4 into 4 also. Understood? Same thing in every level. In every level, I'm going to perform so that same thing, so that my pixel will get reduced to, okay, 8 into 8, 4 into 4. So if you have high configuration machine, okay, it is better to keep 8 into 8. 8 into 8 means you are going to get the grayscale image over there. 0 to 256 possibilities will be there. Understood? 8 to the power of 2, not 8 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 8. Okay, 2 to the power of 8 pixels we can process here. In the same way, what in the sample I have taken 4 into 4 also I have taken 2 to the power of 4. That means bits how many bits? 2 into 2, 4, 4 to the 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. 16 pixel I have taken here. Understood in this. Next, what I will do after performing this max pooling and sampling, okay, and after creating the batches will be creating here. The same batches can be forwarded to the next level. So after performing that max pooling, so whatever the output you get here, we will be giving that one to our convolution network. Understood? So convolution network. So any number of input you can give here. That number of input depends upon the number of batches you are using here. Understood? And but here we will be using some unit. Okay, in convolution neural network, it doesn't matter whether it is artificial neural network or convolution neural network. Okay, there is called perceptron, not perceptron, sigmoid notation. Perceptron is a unit. Okay, sigmoid notation we will be using here. Sigmoid notation. That is one unit. Okay, but the problem with the sigmoid notation is you can set the minimum weight in between 0 to 1. Let's say 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, etc. Okay. So when you are sitting with the huge gap, okay, so it will not process. Your convolution neural network will process, but it will not give the accurate value. We have another one called ReLU activation function. So I'm going to use the ReLU activation function because we can give in floating values. Let's say 0.001. So that means every process in every epochs or in every cycles, it try to add 0.001 weight extra. Understood? Then it try to process it. Okay, hope you are clear with this. If you need doubt, please let me know, or else we'll directly go to the hands-on session. Participants, hello?
No, sir, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay, so just clear this one. Okay, spend some time with this diagram and batches, which is very important in image recognition. Okay, so you should know how to create the batches, max pooling system. Okay, the sampling system. Okay, now next to the padding. Okay, next once you are clear with these 4 techniques, next which activation function is to use, whether to use ReLU function or sigmoid notation. There are other functions also. Okay, tan h something is there. One more. Okay, one more is there. One more related to ReLU. One more is there. Okay, which is the latest one. Okay, I haven't used so far because ReLU gives nice good accuracy. Okay. So next, this is the neural network. In as far as neural network is concerned, here one thing what you have to remember is in neural network there will be 3 layers. One is called input layer, another one is called hidden layer, another is called output layer. Understood? So if you are processing the data right from input layer, hidden layer, and the output layer, it is called forward pass. Clear, participants? Hello, 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 participants. Hello? Hello? Manoj? Please be reflexive. Okay. So in artificial neural network, there will be 3 layers: input, hidden, and the output. If you are processing the data from input, hidden, and the output, that is called forward pass. If you are processing the data from output, okay, hidden as well as the input, that generally what happens, whatever the output you are getting from the output layer, again it will be given to the input layer. Understood? Again to trace it. Understood? That is called, that process is called, the moment when you give the output. Okay, the moment when you consider the output as an input for the next level. Okay, so that is called the backward pass. So the combination of backward pass and the combination of the forward pass and the backward pass is called epoch. Clear? Clear, participants? Hello, participants, please reflect, please answer. Vishal Gowda?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is epoch? Manoj? Hello? Hello? Vishal, what is epoch? Okay, it's a full cycle. Okay, so forward pass and the backward pass. Let's dive into hands-on session. This is it. Okay, so I'm going to recognize now human body and the animal body. So I'll use Keras. Keras technique. Keras I will use here. Okay, to implement. Okay, so this what I can say. to implement this image classification techniques. So I'm going to use Colab here. Okay, hope you can see my screen. Hope you can see my screen. Okay, so this is the, right now I am in Google Drive. Okay, so in Google Drive, what I have done, I've created the folder called House or Human. Okay, House or Human. So this is a folder, okay, where my data set is. I have uploaded the data set. Let me hover over to this the folder. Click on this folder, and remember, when you are using Google Colab, your email address, okay, so whatever the email address you are using, and the Google Drive and the Google Colab, wherever you are opening, that should be same. Understood? So this is the folder where I have stored my data set. There's a complete data set which is of 300 MB. Okay, I have divided in test data, train data, and validation data. Okay, so there are three here: test, train, and the validation. Let me check. Let me see. Okay, we'll see. Okay, what are the contents are available in those three data set. Let me go to my folder. Hold on. I'll go to folder. Hope you can see now. Which screen you see, participants? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Training projects.
Yeah, training projects. So have a look on this. Okay, so this is my data. Okay, under horse or the human protection, this is my data. Okay, so the complete data is divided in three sets. Let me try to check. Okay, test data. So as far as test data is concerned, I have divided the test data in two parts. One is called train data, and next is called validation data. Okay, so you have to remember this training data. Okay, so as far as training data is concerned, I have two classes, horses and humans. Okay, so let me check. Okay, I want to differentiate between now horses and the humans. Have a look on the data. So I've taken the images of horses by using different angles. These are the different angles. The horses image I have taken, which is already clean data, what I have got from the Kaggle. I can share this one later after completing this session. So here the most important, see, I have around 1028, okay, the horses data here. Okay, horses data as far as training is concerned. But if you check the pixels, okay, so all I have, what I can say, one second. Yeah, the pixel size of all the horse data are same here. Okay, so 148 KB, and you can see here details. In details, can you see this one? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have a look on this. So if you check the details here, dimensions, have a check. This is very important. Dimensions 300 into 300. Okay, all the pictures of the horses are in 300 into 300 pixels. Width and height. Okay, so depth is 32. That means depth is 32. Width depth is 32 means, so I can take around 32 the batches. I can create 32 batches. Okay, of this the data. Okay, so this is very important. 32 batches I can create. 32 means, let's say I have 300 into 300 into 32. Okay, that many times I have to process this the image. Okay, next in the same way, let's go to the next one. Let's say test data. Okay, which screen you can see, participants? Hello? Let's say under test data, I have validation data also. In validation data also, I have two classes, horses and human. Okay, let me click on humans. Okay, hold on. I have taken the different samples copies of the human here in different angles. You can see here a front view, next different actions. Okay, the images I have here, and I'm going to using this images. I'm going to train my model. Okay, to recognize the human or not. In the same way, what I will do, let me will try to check. Okay, the pixel values here. Go to details. Okay, under details. Hope you can see the screen, participants. Hello. Under details,
Yes,
have a look on this. Okay, so as far as details is concerned, 300 into 300. and the depth is 32 here. Understood? This should be common. This is very tedious task. Okay, while before training the model, any model. Okay, so you should take care of this one. All the images, okay, what you are taking, it should be of the same size. There is no restriction. You have to take 300 into 300 only. So you can take any size, but make sure that all the images what you have taken, it should be of same size, 300 into 300 or whatever you have selected. Okay, so this is screen data I have. Now let's try to build the model, okay, using convolution neural network. Next is in the same way, if you take, okay, let me try to take the next train model. Tested data is over. Let's have train model. In train model also I have two classes, human and the horses. Okay, so same thing, few images I have taken for the training model. I think in training model I have around 350 the data set. Okay, the data 350 for human and 350 for horses. Similarly, I have validation. In validation, I have two classes, horses and humans. Same thing here also. I think I have around 1024 images of the horses and the human, and the size are same, 300 into 300. Now what I have done, so this entire data is there, right? Entire data I have migrated. I have uploaded in my, okay, the Google Colab. Let's go to Google Colab now. Okay, so I have created one, hold on. Yeah, I have created one folder here with the same name, test data, train data, and validation data. Any doubt, participants? Hello? Hello?
No, sir.
No doubt, right? Okay, simple. Just upload that one. I'll give that data. Okay, upload in Google Drive, Google Colab. Next is here, while creating the, when you are using the Google Colab, make sure that your email address, Google Drive and Google Colab should be in this, you are opening using the same email address. Otherwise, okay, it will not, you will not be able to mount, okay, the Google Drive. So next is right click on this. So I'll create one, the sample copy. Okay, right click on this. Let me open my Google Colab. There is an option here, so have a look on this. Okay, Google Collaboratory. Okay, click on this. It will take you to the new page. Hold on. It will take you to the new page. Now I'll try to complete this. Hold on. Hold on, participants. It's taking time. That's first beginning, it takes little time, then later on it will be easy. Hope you can see the screen, participants. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Have a look. Okay, so which screen you can see? Hello? Hello?
Colab.
Okay, Colab. Okay, so this is just like in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Let me rename the file here. Rename the file. Let's say horse or human. Okay, horse underscore or human. Okay, underscore human. So this is the file. Next is, okay, so next is run the Keras. I want Keras libraries. Okay, so I'm going to use Keras here. Okay, so to import the Keras library, just run import Keras. Okay, Keras along with this one. But before that one, okay, so Keras I have uploaded, but before that one, see this cloud library is there, no? Colab is there, no? It is going to, right now it is working in a normal CPU. Okay, so normal CPU. So I want to convert this machine kernel into TPU now. To convert into kernel into TPU, go to edits. There is an option called notebook settings. Okay, click on notebook settings. Here there is an hardware accelerator. None means it is taking the general, okay, the simple cloud machine. Now I want to convert. If I want to convert, there are two options here, GPU and TPU. Okay, it's free of cost. You did not to pay anything for this one, but the problem here is You can train your model maximum up to 5 hours, not more than that. Understood? So GPU and TPU is there. So I will select TPU. Okay. So next is save it. Okay. Next, let's go to libraries. Go to libraries. I want Keras. From Keras, I want some more the classes. Let's say image detector I want. Okay. So that I can convert into batches and batches as well as sampling technique. Keras, there is a concept. Okay. There is an option called pre-processing. Okay. So hit on pre-processing. Pre-processing images. Image. Okay. Import. Okay. Import image generator. You can tab. Let me try on with the tab image generator. No, image data generator. Let me try with tab. No, caps lock. No, image data generator. Okay, generator. Okay, image data generator. Next is one package image data generator. Okay, so that to extract the data from the Google Drive. Okay, next I have to convert it into number of batches. So that's the reason I'm using this class, which is in this folder. Okay, of Keras pre-processing. For pre-processing, we are using it. Okay, so next we need one more called Adam Keras optimizer. So this is for the ReLU function. Okay, so for the segment notation, I said no. So we need one more here, optimizer. Let's say optimizer. Okay, optimizers. Import Adam. Okay, so this is for the ReLU function. Next is we need one more. Okay, checkpoints. Okay, so I'll talk about this one, checkpoints, later when I start training the model. Okay, Keras callbacks, import model M should be capital here. Okay, model checkpoint C should be capital. Checkpoint model checkpoint. Checkpoint, yes, correct. Next is we need one more for normalization, because in normalization what happened? Okay, so sometimes what happen, your model will overfit or underfit. It goes to overfit or underfit. So we can normalize. Okay, so we'll discuss about that one. Okay, so I'm going to import that one also. Batch normalization. Okay, we need batch normalization here. So from Keras, layers, it should be layers, normalization, okay, normalization, import batch normalization. Okay, batch, I'm not able to hit tab. I think it is not suggesting me, otherwise it will be very easy. Okay, normalization, batch normalization. Next we need, okay, L2 from Keras, regularizer, correct, regularizers, import L2. I'll talk about this one. What is L2? Okay. Next is I need one more. Okay, just to display the images, matplotlib, matplotlib dot py plot as plt. Okay, so these many the classes are required. Okay, so let me run this one. Just to run, what you can do is shift and enter it. Same thing, just like a Jupyter. So now it started executing. Participant, any doubt? Hello? Participants? You guys there? So it's taking time. Yeah. If any doubt, please raise your hand. Okay, so please either if it is not possible in audio, so you can leave the message in chat box. So now it got executed. Okay, so that means all the libraries are executed now. Okay, so next is suppose let us say I want to check, this is very important, Keras version. Let us imagine that I want to check the Keras version now. Okay, so Keras version can be checked. Keras Keras dot underscore version. Okay, so Keras underscore version underscore. Next to shift and enter it. So you need to check, okay, all Python version, Keras version, whatever the versions you are using. Okay, suppose let us say you have designed, imagine you have designed the model using one version and you are deploying the model using other version. It is not going to support. Okay, so that means my Keras version is 2.4.3 here. Understood? Now next, it's time to upload my data. Okay, so after importing all the libraries which are required, next is time to upload my data. So what I will do first, I want training data and validation data. Okay, so training data and validation data I want. So to do that, I have to import. Now where is my data now, participants? My data is in Google Drive, right? Okay, so Google Drive. So what I will do, I'll create one variable called train underscore data, okay, underscore path. Okay, train underscore data underscore path. So this is my variable. Suppose if I want to upload the data from the Google Drive, just have a 2 column. Now first I need to mount that the data which I have stored in the this one Google Drive. Understood? So to mount that one, okay, go to hit on this file icon. Okay, click on this file icon. There is an option here called okay, mount drive. Okay, click on mount drive. So now it started mounting. Okay, give the permission, connect to the Google Drive. Connect to the Google Drive. So it will take little time. Yeah, now you can see. Can you see, participants? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, have a look on this. Okay, so my drive got mounted now up to the Google Drive. Okay, so all the data which is in my the Google Drive, now I'm able to access here. So here, let's say it's yeah, have a look on this. So this is the complete data what I have. Okay, so I think I have stored my data in this location. Horses or human. Click on this. Click on this. Have a look. Okay, so in this horses and human, I have my file. Okay, so same file what I am working right now. So I have next the data, validation data, train data, and test data. Right now I want training data, testing data later on after once the let's say model is designed, so you can take test data. I want now validation data and training data. Understood? So here I'll take the entire training data now. Okay, so I want to access the entire training data. To access the entire training data, hit on this 3 ellipses. Okay, click on this. Click on this. Okay, so here there is an option called copy path. Okay, click on copy path. Okay, now next go here under 2 double quoted values, paste it here like this. It's very simple. Understood? In the same way, next is I want validation data also. Okay, so to click, okay, to access, let's say what I will do, I will create one simple variable here, validation data path. Validation data path. Okay, validation data path equal to, I'll have double quote. Now again I'll go to validation. So this is the entire validation data is here. Click on this 3 ellipses, copy the path. Next, okay, so paste it over here. Done. So let me close this. Okay, so now hope you can see the screen. Okay, so next is just shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. It started. Okay, now my data, whatever the data which was there in the Google Drive, now I'm able to access that data using this file. Okay, so next is I have to create the batches. Okay, I have to perform the max pooling system. Okay, so those things I have to convert now. So to do that, okay, so already I have taken the class called image data generator. So the image data generator class will perform all those the activity. Let us say the creating the batches. Next, after creating the batches, I have to do the max pooling system. Okay, so those things can be done using image generator. Okay, so what I will do first, to do that one, I'll create one simple variable called training. Okay, training data gen. Okay, data gen means data generator. It's just an the user defined variable I have created. Okay, so next is I'll call that class. Let's say what is that class? Image, no? Image data generator. So you can see once after uploading. Okay, so just hit on tab, so automatically you can perform them. Now rescaling. Okay, so since you only tell me, okay, so if you have a look on it, the moment when I created the double quote here, so all the features, okay, so all the features which are in image generator are available. I can use this one. Okay, now image. Okay, as far as image is concerned, what I will do here. Okay, I'll try to take the images using, I'll take one image. So after taking one image, what I will do, I'll try to the process that image using the different angles. Let's say first, imagine that I have taken one image. First, I will take 90-degree of that image. I'll process it. Next, I'll try to tilt that image for 40-degree. Again, I will process it. Understood? Now, next, I will rotate. Okay, so I'll keep on rotating. Okay, based upon what I can say, the degrees. Next, I will try to change the scales. Okay, the pixels values of the images. Okay, next, I'll try to process that one. Okay, so same thing I'm going to do here is, since right now, I think you might have seen the images in black and white, whether those are black and white images or the color image. Participants, hello participants, hello.
Yes, sir.
What type of image it is? RGB or black and white? Data set, whatever the data what I have shown, it is in color, right? Hello participants.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Color image, understood. That means I cannot process that color image, understood. So I have to convert it into grayscale. Okay, so what I will do, I'll use one option is available here called rescale. So you can check here, where is that rescale? Yeah, rescale. Have a look on this rescale. So this rescale method can convert your the color image to grayscale image. Okay, grayscale image. Rescale equal to, there is an option called 1 dot divide by 255. That means 256, 0 to 256 is what? Okay, so that is the range of 0 to 255. So what I am doing that one, since I have the color image that is 0 to 255, or all the color which comes in between 0 to 255. So I'm going to convert that one into zeros and 1. Understood? 1 means, okay, so that means I'm going to convert into black and white. Understood? So black color indicates 1 here, and 0 color, okay, 0 indicates the white color here. Okay, so this is the method of representing zeros and ones in Keras library, comma. Okay, so next is rotation. I'll try to rotate the image. Let's say before processing, I want to rotate the image for 40-degree. Okay, that option is also available. Rotate or rotation range. Okay, so you can give the rotation range here. Rotation range. Okay, rotation range. Let's say 40-degree. I want to, okay, rotate that image. Okay, so then I can process. Width. In the same way, you can set the width also. So there the width was how much? 32, right? What was the width here? There 300, right? Yes or no, participants? Okay.
300.
Yeah, width shift. So even I'm just doing some modification on my image for all the images. Understood? So the range, okay, shift range. Let's say 0.2. 0.2. Okay. In the same way, height also, like how you are doing for width, in the same way you do it for height also. Height, shift, next is range, give the range equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. Is that, yeah, equals to 0. Next, comma. Next I need zoom. Okay, I want to zoom the image. Okay, so after zooming, I want to process that image. Okay, all the possibilities I'm going to set here. Okay, before processing any image. Okay, for the classification, 0.2, or you can set, okay, any value you want, but make sure that it should come in between your 0 to 1. Understood? Even the range of the ReLU function is 0 to 1. Okay, so next is horizontal flip. I'm going to flip the image now. Horizontal flip, horizontal underscore flip. All those features are available. You can see here, you can see, okay, all the options. Horizontal flip equal to true. Yeah, I want to make true. Next is comma. Next fill mode. Okay, so nearest one. Fill mode equal to nearest one. Okay, so the nearest means, let's say pixels. I want to create, let's say first imagine that 28 into 28 is that. Later on we did 24 into 24. So immediately while converting into the small pictures, okay, I'm going to take the nearest, the value. Immediately what I have extracted in the before. Okay, so before, nearest one. Okay, so nearest, I think this is enough, I guess. Let me run this. Okay, so that means this is, remember this, whatever I have modified here, this is common for all the images what I am going to use between my training and testing, sorry, training and validation. Okay, so same thing, I'm going to do it for all. So that means it is going to take a lot of time. Remember, it takes one image. Next, it try to convert into black and white. Next, it will rotate for 40 degree. Shift range 0.2. Okay, and right height shift range. Okay, so again it will set to 0.2. Okay, next zoom, it will zoom, horizontal flip mode. It is going to do for all the images here. Okay, so shift and enter it. Let me try to see whether it is going to process or not. Yeah, it got processed. Okay, so that means successfully it is working now. Understood? Now let's try to take our training data as well as my testing data. Okay, so here training data. Okay, first I will take training data. Next we'll go for the validation and testing. So as far as training data is concerned, what are the pixels here? Can someone tell me? Hello participants. Hello. Hello. What was the pixel there?
Yes, sir.
What was the pixel? How much pixel I used there? 300 into 300, right?
300 into 300. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, let's try to modify. Next, I want the training data. I'll use training. I'll create one new variable, training. Okay, underscore data equals to training generator. Okay, so now see what I'll do. I'll call this all these features. Okay, so I want to use all these features in my training data. So all these features are now stored here, training generator. So I'll call this training generator. Training, it's not showing. Okay, training generator. Just select this, enter. Okay, so next is dot flow. There is an option called dot flow from directory. So that means I'm going to access from the directory. Okay, not from the frame. All the data is stored in the directory. That is the Google directory. So flow from directory. Okay, so next is I'll use training data. Where the training data is stored? Where the training data is stored? Where I have stored the training data now, participants? Training data is here, no? Training data path. Okay, so call that all the training data. Now training data in this variable. Call the training data path. Okay, call the training data path. Now target size. So I want to convert that 300 into 300 equals to 150 into 150. Okay, totally I'm going to reduce that one. But remember, when you are reducing, your number of samples are going to increase. But when you are pushing that one to the neural network, okay, some of the samples we are going to drop layer by layer. Okay, so what I will do, so target size, my target size should be, let's say, target size equals to, let's say 150 into 150. Okay, so drastically I'm going to reduce it to 150%. Next is, okay, so next is batch size. This is very important. How much batch I want to keep? Participants, tell me. This is very important. Batch size is how many batches you want? Participants, hello. Hello participants. Batch size, tell me. How much you want to keep? Shall I take 32? Hello. Oh my God.
Okay, sir.
32, 64 or 128. Okay, so I can use those things. So that means I'm going to have mini batch gradient descendant technique. Okay, so I'll use batches 32. Okay, so that means 32 into, let's say 32 into 28 into 28. That many processes are required there. Okay, so 32 batches I have taken, but remember this is going to take a lot of time. Though it is an initial value, it takes a lot of time. Comma binary, class binary. So that means I want the values in zeros and ones. Okay, so already I have set here rescale one dot. One dot means I have converted your 255 scale of image into zeros and ones. Okay, so I want the output in zero binary value. Okay, so class mode, that means binary means 0 and 1. Let's say human. Okay, so suppose let us say you want to predict human. So there are two options. Yes, he is a human, he or she is a human. Understood? Or it is not a human. Class mode. So we can do it using binary value here. So binary. Okay, binary. Fine. So this is it. Next is, okay, so training data, almost training data is set now. Let me shift and enter this. Okay, let's see whether it is going to work or not. If any problem, yeah. Perfect. Okay, it started working. So as far as how many, have a look on this. How many images are there? Participants? Hello?
1020.
1027 images are there, and classes?
2 classes.
2 classes. Which are those?
Horses.
Horse
Human.
and human.
Human.
Understood. Okay, it has recognized. That means I'm able to fetch now the data. Data is clean and it is set now. Understood. So even I can check which are the 2 classes. Okay, so to check the classes, okay, so and to give the classes name, let's say I want to give 0 to horses and 1 for human. So we can do that one using, again I'll call training. Now my data is where in the training data, no? Okay, so I'll call the training data. Okay, training data. There is an option called class indices. Okay, so indices, class indices. Okay, set that class indices. Okay, so that means enter it. So it is going to generate. Have a look on this. Now I have given 0 for horses and human. Okay, horse class and human, 1 for the horse, the human class here. Understood? So next is similarly we have to do it for validation data. So we need, while designing any model in CNN, always remember we need 2 types of data here. One is called training data. One is called validation data, and both the data, validation data and the testing data, okay, should matches with each other. That means when you draw the graph using the matplotlib, okay, it should not deviate. If it is deviating, means there is something wrong with the model. Understood? It is not going to work out. Now we'll discuss that one later. First, we'll do it same thing for validation data. So I don't want to waste time. What I will do, I'll just copy this. What is that? Hold on. Yeah, I'll copy the same thing. Okay, I'll copy the same thing. I'll do it for, I'll just change this one for validation data. Okay, so data, training data I have. So here I'll give validation data or valid data. Valid data. Valid data. New variable I have created. Where this should be, this one should be, where is my validation data now? Tell me. Where is the validation data? Where I have saved the validation data?
Validation data.
Yeah, validation data path. Okay, so do it. Validation data path. Validation data path. Fine. Flow from directly. It is flow. Yeah, directly I'm taking from the directory here. Here also same thing you have to give validation data path. Validation data path. Oh no. Validation data path. Same thing. Validation data path. Just cross verify. Everything is fine now here. Participants. Just cross verify that one. Yeah, I think this code will run. Shift time, enter it. No, there is something wrong here. Flow directory, str. There's something wrong, participants. Valid data gen. No. Here validation, I have only one there for validation. Sorry, I have committed mistake here. Okay, so I cannot rescale like this. Okay, hold on. So I have to generate the data here first. Here first is valid data generate. Okay, similarly like how we have done it for what is that, training data, similarly we have to do it for validation also. Okay, so valid underscore here training data gen I have done. No, similarly we have to do it for validation data gen. Okay, data gen. Okay, next equal to data gen, call that equals to image data generator. Okay, so call this image data generator. Okay, image data generator, rescale it. So I want only binary values here. Rescale it, rescale 1./255. Okay, so entire RGB color I'm going to convert into zeros and ones here using this technique. Next is, let me run this one whether the validation data generator got. Okay, yeah, it's working fine. Okay, it's working now. Okay, so valid data generator, I have converted now the valid data, the data which is in the validation folder. Next is I have to do it. Okay, I have to do the same thing even for this also. Okay, same thing. Now you take this, copy this, next paste it over here. Next create one the variable, let's say valid data. Okay, valid underscore data. Next here, okay, it should be call that data generator. Say data generator is, what is that, valid data generator, valid underscore data gen. Okay, so next is flow from directory remains same. Here I have to give the name of that variable, just now what I have created. What is that? Oh, that is valid data. Yeah, where the exactly the data is located. Valid data path, validation data path. So this is the path, validation data path, validation data path where my data is stored. Next, target size is 150. Batch size is again I'll have 32 here. Okay, and classes I'll have binary, zeros and ones. Enter. Okay, shift and enter. Let's see whether this will work or not. Yes, here see, in validation data I have 256 images, 2 classes. Okay, so here also I can use the indices. Okay, so if I, let's say I want to check the classes zeros and ones, so what I can do here is I can use valid underscore data. Okay, dot, what is that, class underscore index. Enter it, shift and enter. So you can see here there are 2 classes here, horses and human, which is a 0 and 1. So that means I have cross verified, everything is fine now in the case of training data and the validation data. Let's try to draw the plot now. Okay, how, let's see how this data will look like. So to draw the plot I need matplotlib. Already I have installed matplotlib. Okay, I have called that library here. So let's say definition, I'll use definition plot image, plot images. Let's say plot images, image array, images array, images underscore arr. Okay, so next is I have to plot for both validation and this one training figure. So I'll create 2 variables here, figure and axis. Okay, axis equals to plot plt. Okay, equals to plt plt subplots. Okay, let's say 1 comma 5 comma, I'll talk about this one. So this is the, have a look on this. So your sequence should be in this format. I'll discuss about this one when I plot the graph here. Figure size, let's say size, that means x-axis and y-axis. So let's say figure size equal to 2020. Okay, so window size I'm going to give here 20 comma 20. Okay, 20 comma 20. In the same way, let's say next is axis equal to flatten. Okay, so I want flatten axis here, axis dot to flatten. Okay, next is for images, I'll put the condition here for img and ax, okay, in zip file. Okay, so if it is in zip file, okay, image img images, okay, images dot arr, okay, arr images dot arr, yes, comma axis, okay. Next is, okay, I'll put the condition axis. I want to show this one. To show this, there's an option called im show. I want to display that, okay, images, okay, all the images of the let's say training data or testing data. Okay, so images. Next is plot plt, not here, plt here, it should be plt here, plt tight, okay, tight underscore layout, okay. Next is plot show, okay, plot show, fine. So let's see how our images will look like. Okay, so this is the definition, generally definition we use to what to display the one image in the different scale. Let me run this. Okay, here it got, now it is successfully running now. So that means I have set the complete window for to display the images. Now let's try to display the images. Images equals to, okay, so I'm going to use training data. Okay, I'll use training data here. Training data. Okay, give the arrays 1, okay, 0, again, okay, 3, 0, 3, I'll give for I range. So I want to display, okay, so this is the height, width and depth. Okay, 0, 0, 0, height, width and depth. Okay, so next is I want only 5 images now. Right now I want to display 5 images of single image, 5 different images of single image. Okay, for I in a range, let's say range be 5. Okay, so I can give the range here 5. Next is plot images. Next, go to plt, sorry, there is an option called plot images, and give the name of the images. Okay, so where your data is stored, images, yes, correct, images, enter it. Hold on, it started processing. This takes time, little time it will take. What was that? Yeah, can you see this, participants? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Have a look on this. Okay, so that means have a look on this. See, this is one image, understood? So before processing this image, what I have done, I have created that one single image into different rotations now. One image, so this is one rotation, one scale. Let's say 40 degree have tilted. I have changed the rescale the images, understood? So the position, you can see the horse is not in the single position here. So it is in the different positions. Okay, so these are the different positions of the horse. So that means my convolution neural network, okay, it should be able to the process this different positions of the data, and it should be able to recognize, okay, whether it is an horse or human. So that means so far, okay, I was just working on this one, what I can say, just I was preparing my data, okay, so that I can give that one to the my convolution neural network. But here I'm getting some, I have some, I think, images, plot images, some mistakes are there here. Plot PLT, plot images, training data for I in ranges of 5. Plot images, okay, so images. Anyways, I'm getting it. Plot show, tight layout, plot tight layout. Anyways, I'm getting the now. Okay, so these are the scales. Okay, now it's time to train this model. Okay, let's try to train this model using our convolution neural network. Okay, so to train the model using convolution neural network, so what I will do here, I need Keras, okay, CNN model. So what I will do here, okay, I'll give the model name, let's say CNN. So this is the model, okay, CNN model. Next, equal to Keras, I'll make use of Keras. Keras will have that the code, okay, so run on, okay, to run the model. Okay, Keras dot models sequential. I'll use sequential model now. Okay, sequential. Okay, so next is have a bracket. Okay, let's have the array on. Okay, here first I have to convert into 2D. Hold on, it's a bit lengthy code. Okay, Keras dot layers, have layers. I'm going to create the layers. Okay, first layer is convert to 2D. Okay, so if I want to convert into 2D, so have a look. Convert CONV 2D. Okay, so use this one. 2D. Next, filter the values. There is an option called filter. Okay, filters equal to 32. So my batches are how much? So I'm going to create 32 batches. So I'm filtering into 32. Kernel size. Let's say you can give the kernel size also. Kernel size, say 7. Okay, 7. Input shape. You can give input underscore shapes underscore shape equals to 150 comma height, width and depth 150 comma 3. Let's have 3. Okay, similarly next is Keras. This is disturbing me. Okay, next is Keras. Keras Keras layers, max pulling 2D. Okay, so max pulling, I'm going to perform now max pulling, max pulling 2D, Okay, so this option, max pulling 3D also, max pulling 2D. Okay, max pulling 2D. Okay, and my pool size, let's say you can give your pool size. Okay, so I'll give 2 into 2. Last I want in 2 into 2 size. Okay, pool size, let's say equals to 2 comma 2. Next is, hope this is correct. Column is there. Fine. Okay. So hold on, participants. So here, I think I have committed mistake here. This should be, I have to close the bracket here. Okay. So here also, yes. Now this is perfect. Next is, let's have the next one. Okay, 64. Let's say Keras. Next is layers. Next, convert into 2D. CONV 2D. Yeah, it should be capital letter. CONVD. CON 2D. Okay. Filter size. Filters. Let's say size be 64. Okay, 64. And kernel size, I'll have kernel size, let's say 5. I'll try to, since I'm using the batches here 64, so I'll try to reduce the kernel to 5. Okay, so next is, again we need, hold on, which layer I want next. I need layer, say Keras max pooling 2D. Keras, okay, Keras max pooling, Keras layers, max pooling, the set max pooling is there, max pooling 2D. Okay, so max pooling 2D, okay, pool size, okay, so I'll keep the pool size same, okay, pool size is 2, 2, okay, so here, yeah, correct. Next is, I want, yeah, same thing I have to do is do it for 128 bit now, sampling. So Keras layers, let's say convert 2D, CON VD convert, okay, 2D. Next, filters equals to 128. Okay, so I did it for 32, 64, and now it is for 128. Okay, kernel size, again I'm going to reduce this kernel size. So kernel size, let's say there I have 5, now I'll have 3. Okay, so next is same, I'm just repeating the layers. Okay, so next is max pooling. Okay, so as far as max pooling is concerned, Keras, I'm not able to, what is that here? Yeah, here. Hold on, this is disturbing me. Oh my god. Hold on, participants. Hold on, participants. That should be here. Keras 128 I had. Now next is I have to set this max pooling size. Keras dot layers. Keras dot layers. Next max pooling. Keras dot layers dot max pooling. Max pooling 2D. Max pooling 2D. Okay, max pooling 2D. Have the pool size. This time I'll have the pool size underscore pool size. Again it started. Yeah, pool size. Pool size will remain same here. Same in the sense 2, 2. Let us have 2, 2. Okay. So in the same way, here 2, 2. Similarly, what I will do, I'll just copy for 128 also. Okay. Same thing I'll copy here. Okay, for 128. Otherwise it takes a lot of time. Keras layer 2D. So this is for 128. Let's have 256 now. Okay, 256. Next to max pooling 2D size is same. Okay. kernel. Okay, so when it comes to kernel, let's try to keep the minimum kernel as same thing, that is 3. Okay, so let's have the kernel size is 3 here. Kernel size 3. Next to max pooling size. Okay, max pooling size for 256. I think we have done some we have committed some mistakes here. Participants, you there? Hello? Okay, okay. Max pooling. Let me cross verify because I'm a bit confused. Okay, kernel 2D filters 32 filters, pool sizes 2,2. Okay, and it is 64. Next, that is for 64. Pool size for 64 is 2,2. Okay, so max pool size is 2,2. Again, what I have 2D for 128. Yes, come. Okay, no problem here. Next, after 2D for 128, pool size is again 2,2. Okay, so after that 256 I have taken. Okay, 256 I have taken. 256 max pulling. Okay, max pulling 256. 256 is a filter here. Kernel size is 3. Max pulling is, yes, correct. So I don't want this. Let me delete this. That's the reason I said I have committed some mistake. Okay, now next let's try to build the neural network. Okay, to build the neural network, already I have set all now. Sample is set, max pooling size is, everything is set. Now next, okay, so just try to build the model now. Keras, to build the model, okay, just call this Keras layers dot, there is an option called flatten. Okay, so flatten. Okay, option, call this option flatten. Next is, okay, so next we need activation function, that is the reload I said. Okay, Keras dot layers, Keras dot layers. Next is dense. Okay, there is an option called dense. Okay, there is an option called dense. Okay, dense units, let's say 128 units, say 128. Okay, maximum, those are the maximum units I have given there of the batches. Activation is reload. Okay, I'm going to use activation reload function. Activation reload, and reload you should call in double bracket here. Reload, single bracket, single quote. Next is, this is an input layer. Okay, so next is dropout. So what I will do after every the processing, I'm going to drop around 50% of the layer, because if I keep 50% of the layer, again it takes a lot of time. So let me try to drop, okay, nearly 50% of the layers here. Okay, so Keras dot layers, Keras dot layers. Next is dot dropout. There is an option called dropout. Okay, dropouts. Dropouts, let's say I'm going to drop nearly 0.5. Okay, 50% of layers I'm going to drop in every model. Otherwise, we will face the problem of overfit. Let's see. Next, similarly for 256, this is for unit 128 now. Similarly, I have to do it for 256 also, color images. Okay, just change this one to 256. 256. Okay, activation function again will remain same. So here comma, also comma, okay, done. This is also comma. Fine. Dropout again 50%. Okay, and next let's have another function called for output layer. So I'll use softmax. Keras layers, Keras layers. Next dense, dense. Let's say units. Okay, units equals to 2. comma, activation function, I'll have softmax. Activation function softmax. Say softmax. Softmax. Okay, just check what is that softmax. Okay, after the session. So this is it. This is the model now. Okay, so let me check whether this model will work or not. And just to hit enter, shift and enter. Hit on shift and enter. There is some problem, I guess. Hold on. Started working. Hold on, participants. That's saving now. Now it's not working. Hold on. Yeah, it executed. Yes, it is executing, but I'm 100% sure that there is some problem. Yeah, now you can see 16 line, it got executed. Okay, so now let's try to compile this. Okay, so to compile this, CNN underscore model. Okay, so dot compile. Okay, compile. Okay, compile optimizer. Okay, optimizer. So this is general syntax. Okay, so to compile the CNN model, optimizer equals to Adam. Okay, so we need Adam here, Adam, and reload function. To give the Adam, we require to give the units for the reload function. That is nothing but the threshold value. How much threshold value you want to set for the network. Okay, so if you are using segment, you can give 0.1, 0.2. If you are using reload function, you can give 0.00001. Okay, so that is a major difference. LR. Okay, so LR already I have created the alias there. LR equals to let's have 0.00040. I'll give 1. So this is going to be the threshold value here. Okay, so threshold value. So that means it gives a nice accuracy, but it takes time. Okay, loss equal to, let's say, loss space categorial. Okay, space. Okay, categorical. Cross entropy underscore cross entropy. Entropy is nothing but cross entropy is nothing but the amount of error which is present in the network. Okay, so it is going to calculate matrix. My matrix should be, I want final result, I want the accuracy. So matrix, okay, equals to accuracy. Okay, accuracy. Let me compile this. Let me cross verify the code first. CNN model. Okay, so the model is ready now. Compile, optimizer. This is the syntax. Adam, I'm going to set the weight here 0.0004. Is it positive? No, 004. It takes a lot of time. Let's have 003. Okay, loss space categorical cross entropy. Okay, so this is going to calculate the amount of error which is present in the epoch. Okay, epoch is nothing but the cycle of forward pass and the backward pass. Matrix I want in accuracy. Okay, shift and enter it. Let's see. Yes, it got executed. It's compiled. Now compile. So I have to give the path. Okay, so once the model is ready, so I want to save that model. Okay, so to save that model, what I will do? So I'll try to give the path. Okay, the exact path where I want to store. Let's say model underscore path equals to, say I want to store my model in the same location. Say I want to store, I'll go to file. Okay, let me go to file. Here. See, this is my folder, human and horse and human. So I want to store the model in the same location. Just click on ellipsis, copy the path, close this one, and here Okay, so here paste that one. Paste slash, give the name of the file. Let's say the name of my file be horse horse underscore human, horse underscore human uh, underscore predictor. Okay, underscore predictor dot h5. H5, always remember, when you are training any model using the Keras, okay, Keras and CNN, so your model you have to save with extension h5. Okay, dot h5. Next, enter it. So now the path is set. Okay, path is set now. Now let's try to design. Okay, give the checkpoints. Checkpoints. Checkpoint equals to model. Okay, checkpoint equal to model checkpoint. Yeah, model checkpoint. Okay, model path. Model path. Okay, monitor. This is for epochs. Monitor equal to, okay, so that means every time after compiling one epoch, so I want the accuracy, okay, so that I can compare the accuracy of one previous epoch with the next epoch, and I want to display that one. Okay, so I'll have value accuracy. Okay, so monitor value accuracy underscore accuracy underscore accuracy verbose verbose, let's say 1. Okay, so I'll verbose equal to 1. Save best only. So that means I don't want to save all the epochs value. Okay, so I want to choose the best value in the end. Okay, so based upon the best value of the accuracy, I'm going to choose the model. Okay, so there is an option here. So to choose the best model, save best only. Okay, save best only equals to, okay, true. Give true. Okay, so next is mode maximum. Okay, so what is the mode? Maximum accuracy value. I want to store it. So max I'll give. So next is enter this one. Enter this. Okay, checkpoint is done. Okay, let me, yeah, it's working fine. So no problem so far. Callbacks. So that means after completing every epoch, again I want to call the same function so that I can execute the next epoch. Okay, so checkpoint list I will have equal to checkpoints. Checkpoints. Okay, checkpoints. Done. Next is, yes, it's working fine. Next is history. So here I'm going to history. Hold on. History equals to CNN. Call the CNN model. CNN model. Next fit. Okay, so call fit. Next call training data, where I'm going to call my training data now. Okay, so using training data, I'm going to create training data epochs. Let's say I'll have around 100 epochs. Yeah, let's say 100 epochs. I'll have better. I'll have how many epochs? Let's have 50 epochs. Okay, so 100, it takes around 3 hours. Let's have epochs. Epochs, say I will have 50 epochs. But remember, when you have more epochs, you will get 100. Okay, so highest accuracy. When you are choosing less epochs, it gives less accuracy. Okay, so better verbose. Verbose, again I'll set the default as 1. Okay, so verbose equal to 1. Next, validation data. Okay, so I want to compare that one with the validation data. Validation or valid data, right? Valid data I have mentioned there. Valid data. Okay, valid data is equal to valid data. Valid underscore data. Next is callbacks. callbacks equals to callbacks, okay, underscore list. This is it. Okay, now let's try to run this program. Okay, shift and enter. Started working. There is an error. Callbacks, CAL, callbacks list. Callbacks. What is that error? Callbacks, CAL, BACK. Callbacks is not defined. What is that? Callbacks is not defined. That means participants, you are there? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, callbacks are not defined. Keras, okay, so I think I have to define the callbacks. Okay, so hold on. Let me check here. Callbacks are there, right, Keras? Callbacks, middle point, model. Okay, the model checkpoint. Callbacks, Keras dot callbacks. Let me run this again. Okay. Callbacks are not defined. It's showing like callbacks are not defined, but I have checkpoints. Callback list equal to checkpoint. Already have defined this. Hold on, participants. Something wrong here. Let's say
Sir, you give callbacks list. Remove it. You have to-
where, yes. Callbacks, no, yes, very good. Here, thank you. Callbacks. So that simple spelling mistake was there. Okay, sorry. Callbacks list. Now run the model. Okay, let's see. Now have a look. Again, there is a problem here. What was that problem? Callbacks. Callbacks. CALBACKS underscore list. I think this one, let me try this. Checkpoints. Checkpoint, correct. I'll try this. Okay, let me run this again. No. Field got unexpected valid data. Okay, what is that valid data? Validation data. What I have given there, validation data or validation data is valid data gen. Valid data. That should be training gen path. Validation data path. Hold on, participants. Here, validation data path. Validation. Hold on. Validation data. I think this one. Okay, so here I think this should be validation. Okay, validation data. This should be validation data path. Back checkpoints. Here I have checkpoint list. This is correct. So now error. Shift time, enter. Yes. Participants, can you see? Hello? Hello, participants? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Have a look. Okay, it started. Okay, now my model is training. Okay.